Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. And we are at Game 4 in our David versus Goliath matchup between the 1962 Mets and the 1927 Yankees. And David is down 3-0. Goliath, the 27 Yankees in Murderers Row, look to sweep David and the 1962 Mets. There's been a lineup shakeup. And facing a left-hander, the Mets are. So we will give you the lineups in a moment. But this could be it for the 62 Mets. Can they win one to play another day? Starting lineups are as follows. I'll be managing the 1962 Mets. The out-of-the-ballpark baseball sim engine will be managing the 27 Yankees. For the 27 Yankees, leading off playing center field is Earl Combs. At short, batting second, Mark Koenig. The Sultan of SWAT, the Bambino, Babe Ruth, will bat third and play right field. At first base, Lou Gehrig, he's the cleanup hitter. If you missed it yesterday, he had an inside-the-park grand slam. Bob Musil bats fifth, and he's in left field. Tony Push-em-up Lazzeri bats sixth at second base. Joe Dugan mans the hot corner for Murderers Row and will bat seventh. Pat Collins does the catching, batting eighth, and doing the pitching is Herb Pennock. Pennock, a left-handed thrower. In 1927, was 19-8 with 2 saves. Again, they didn't keep saves as a stat, but with a 3 ERA. For the New York Metropolitans, leading off, Richie Ashburn, back in his more familiar right field at that age. Felix Mantilla at third base. Batting third in left field, Frank J. Thomas. Gil Hodges gets a start, the former Brooklyn Dodger. Fans are going to love that here at the Polo Grounds. He bats fourth at first base. Charlie Neal plays second, bats fifth. Jim Hickman's in center field as the Mets try to shore up a porous defense. And he'll bat sixth. Batting seventh at short, Elio Chacon gets another start since Game 1. Chris Cannizzaro behind the plate will bat eighth. He gets his first start of the series and will do the catching. Game 1 starter, Al Action Jackson, comes back to pitch Game 4 and try to stave off elimination. At the ballpark, we have Captain Carl and Randy Luxembourg. Randy says, as Captain says hello, "Hi Al, hope you're feeling fine." "Thank you, I'm doing A-OK at the moment. I am replaying the 1962 Mets with the roster addendum. Seaver, Goodard, and Koosman added to the rotation. Can I play 500? Ooh, that's very interesting. So he's added better pitching with a really... You might be all right there with that pitching. Are you talking about the 69 Seaver? Oh, and then you got Gooden from I would take 85, and Koosman, I think his best year probably was 69. I'm not quite sure of that. Or you could take the 75 Seaver. But that's quite interesting. The Mets could hit the ball a little bit in 62. That's a fun project. You got to keep us up to date on that, Randy. All right, to the ballpark we go. As the Mets will need to win 4 in a row against Murderers Row. All right, so Al Jackson on the mound. Quality of pitches below average. Movement excellent. Control good. Behind the plate, Chris Cannizzaro, 6 arm, 5 defense. Mantilla, 4 defensive range at third. Chacon, 4 defensive range at short. Neal, 4 defensive range at second. Gil Hodges, very good. He's a 7 at first. Frank Thomas, a 5 and a 5 in left when it comes to range and arm. Hickman's a 6 range, 5 arm in center. And Richie Ashburn is a 6 and a 6 in right. So here's Earl Combs in the series. Combs is batting .375 with a ribby. He'll be followed by Koenig and Ruth. Jackson 0 for 1 in the playoffs, went 7 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, while walking 4, striking out 1. Combs, left-handed pull hitter. Oh, nuts. Why is it on this? Options. Game options. Thank God I saw that. Computer AI. There we go. There we go. Now we're ready to play. I thought I clicked that. All right. So Jackson on the mound. Combs at the plate. Mets infield will go hard shift right. And the ball game is on its way. Jackson rocks and deals to Combs. 2 balls, no strikes. Combs is going to swing the stick. Ground ball back to Jackson. Please pick it up. And he does. And he fires to Gil Hodges. 1 down. And things are starting off really good for the Metropolitans. Uncle Dave Gardner's in the chat. He has a stream up earlier today. I'll be checking that out later. Stratomatic Hockey, always a great channel. Dave Gardner. Also check out Digital Dice with his partner in crime from Retro Sports Network, Uncle Ron Juckett, and HockeyTournaments.com for all your hockey tournaments need, because hockey will be starting soon again, as we'll all be getting back to normal soon, because this too shall pass. So Mark Koenig steps to the plate for the 2070 Yankees, batting .500 with a ribby. Good contact hitter, very little power, and he will go chasing. Right-handed normal hitter. Here's the pitch from Jackson to Koenig. Full count. Ground ball to short. Chacon deep in the hole. He throws to Hodges, and Hodges digs it out of the dirt. 2 down. So maybe it's the Gil Hodges Brooklyn Dodger magic happening here. 2 up, 2 down. And now bring up the Sultan of Swat, the Bambino. George Herman, Babe Ruth, batting .667, a home run, and 5 ribbies. Left-handed extreme pull hitter. Hard shift right in the infield. Outfield straightaway and normal. The pitch to the Babe. 1-2 count. Ruth in the hole. Ground ball back to Jackson. He throws to Hodges. 1-2-3. Goes Murderer's Row. The Mets fans here at the Polo Grounds give their beloved Metropolitans a standing ovation as they want to stave off elimination. Ken Castro back at the ballpark reporting for the Rhode Island Times. How you doing, Kenny? So Herb Pennock is on the mound. He's a left-handed thrower. Quality of pitches is poor. Movement and control, very good. Behind the plate, Pat Collins. Defensive arm is an 8. Defense overall, range 5. Dugan's a 5 at third. That's defensive range, remember. Koenig is an 8 at short. Lazzeri's a 9 at second. Very strong up the middle are the 2070 Yankees. Gehrig is a 5 at first. Musil, 4 range, 6 arm and left. Combs in center, 6 range, 5 arm. The same with Ruth in right, 6 range, 5 arm. And here's Richie Ashburn. He's batting .286. No homers, no ribbies for Ashburn. Followed by Mantilla and Frank J. Thomas. The pitch from Pennock to Ashburn. Full count. Richie takes the count full. And he flares one to center, and it's going to drop in. The Mets off to a tremendous start here. So Ashburn's at first. He's a base-stealing threat. And here comes El Gato. Felix Mantilla batting .308 and a ribby. They're going to play hit and run. There goes Ashburn. Mantilla grounds it to Dugan at third. His only play is to first. And that's 1 out, but Ashburn's in scoring position. And that brings up Frank J. Thomas. Thomas batting .200 with a ribby. They need a big moment here from Frank J. Collins wiggles the fingers. Pennock with a quick nod of his head. He deals to Frank J. Thomas. 0-2 Thomas in the hole. Thomas grounds it to Dugan at third. He looks the runner back. He fires to Gehrig. 2 away. Dugan showing good range at third today. And now bring up Gil Hodges. The fans rise and clap. Hodges 1 for 3. 3 pinch hitting appearances with 1 hit. In 1962, Gil Hodges 252, 9 homers, and 17 ribbies in 127 at-bats for the former Brooklyn Dodgers. Ashburn will be off on contact. Pennock peeks over his shoulder, now picks up the sign from Collins. Here's the pitch to Hodges. Gil swings the lumber, and that's a fly ball. Left center, Musial, Combs. Musial calls off Combs, and the side is retired. Ashburn stranded at second. We go the top of the second. No score here at the Polo Grounds. Chris Anderson screaming here at the Polo Grounds. Let's go, Mets. How you doing, Chris? Hope mom and dad doing well. Due up for the 27 Yankees, Gehrig, Musial, and Lazzeri to face Al Jackson, who retired Murderers Row. 1, 2, 3. Gehrig had an inside-the-park grand slam yesterday. You missed a wild one if you missed yesterday's game. Gehrig batting .455, 2 homers, 7 ribbies. Left-handed normal hitter. Infield, outfield, straightaway in normal. Here's the pitch from Al Action Jackson to the Iron Horse. Gehrig swings at the first offering. And that ball is ripped deep to right and gone. And there is no joy in Mudville right now as Gehrig hits his 3rd home run and picks up his 8th RBI. Ashburn went back to the wall, looked up, and waved bye-bye birdie. Bippity, boppity, boom to the moon, Alice. Boom goes the ball, and Lou Gehrig, as you just witnessed, touched them all. Here is the replay. Gehrig really crushing the ball in this series. Boom! 1-0, Yankees. Gehrig, to Yankee fans, restores order in the universe. Jackson's got to get it out of his head here. Eric, how you doing, buddy? I got your email. You got to load the key if you're talking about OBS. You got to load your YouTube key. And we'll discuss that a little later, my friend. Hope all is well, Eric. Thank you for joining us. Eric's going to be streaming a bit. We'd like to help him out with that. Chris Anderson says, Al Jackson is going to win this one. I have faith. So, no outs after the leadoff homer, obviously, by Gehrig. 1-0, 27 Yankees. I'll bring the left fielder Bob Musial to the plate. He's batting .308 with 5 ribbies. No homers. Right-handed pull hitter. Infield shifts left, outfield straightaway and normal. Jackson nods his head. Chris Cannizzaro sets the target. The pitch to Bob Musial. Full count to Musial. Ground. Soft liner through. He beats the shift by going the other way. He's definitely a base-stealing threat. And that brings up Tony. Push him up. Lazzeri batting .417 and a ribby. Jackson throws over to first. Hodges applies the tag. They're trying to keep Musial close. Here's the pitch out. Musial doesn't go. 1 ball, no strikes. Infield moves to double play depth now, with Chacon and Neal pinching the middle. Jackson rocks and fires to Lazzeri. 1-0. Lazzeri swings. Ground ball to Neal. Neal flips to Chacon. He fires back to first. Bang, bang. Play safe. Oh, boy. Mets almost turned 2 there. But Tony, push him up. Lazzeri was flying down the baseline. So 1 out, 1 on, 1-0. Yankees, top of the second. That brings up Joe Dugan, manning the hot corner quite well today. Dugan batting .364 with 5 ribbies. Right-handed normal batter. Again, the Mets will look to turn 2. Up the middle. Lazzeri very speedy at first. There we go. Jackson throws over. Lazzeri gets back. It was a low throw. Nice play by Hodges, digging it out of the dirt. They're going to see if they can get Dugan to chase. They're going to try to hit the inside or outside of the plate. Here's the pitch to Joe Dugan. Dugan swings. Ground ball back to Action Jackson. And he fumbles it. And it's going to be an error. You got to be kidding me. The inning should be over. Jackson a little too quick picking up the glove. And now it's first and second. We got what we wanted. We had Dugan beat the ball into the dirt on the pitch around. But that'll bring up the catcher, Pat Collins, and he's the only player in the starting lineup batting below 300. He's batting 167 besides Pennock, who gets his first start. Here's the pitch to Collins, and we're going to shift left in the infield. 3-1, and we walked him. A guy hitting 167, we just walked the bases loaded. So obviously that error has flustered Al Action Jackson. Sean D., how you doing? Hope all is well. D. Scott Howard. Randy Luxembourg shares a fun fact. Bob Musil, Bob Musil's brother was a fine outfielder with the New York Giants. Irish Musil. Here's Herb Pennock. Here's the pitch from Jackson to his counterpart. 1-2. Bases juice. Strike 3 looking. And that is out number 2. I thought that was out number 3, but obviously it's not. Top of the order, Earl Combs. So Jackson also thought it was out number 3. Well, if he hadn't made the damn error, it would have been out number 3. Lazzeri at third. Dugan at second. Collins at first. Combs at the plate. He is 0 for 1. Left-handed pull hitter. Infield will go hard shift right. Jackson takes a deep breath, arms down to his chest, the leg kick and the pitch to Earl Combs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Combs, ground ball into the shift, and God, fudge knocker! Hickman boots, Mantilla boots the ball. Another error by the Mets, 2-0 Yankees, as Casey Stengel just shaking his head in the dugout. Inning should be done. It's 2-0 now. Base is still juiced, and here comes Mark Koenig. He's 0 for 1. Jackson rubs up the baseball. Cannizzaro has a quick word with him. Back behind the plate, squats down, sets a target. Jackson. He's ready. He rocks and deals, praying for the third out. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, and the side is retired, but the Mets shoot themselves in the foot after the leadoff homer by Gehrig with 2 errors and give the Yankees a gift run. We go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Yankees. For the Metropolitans of 1962, Neal, Hickman, and Chacon to face Herb Pennock. Charlie Neal, .333, and 2 RBIs for the right-handed batting second baseman. Pennock nods his head. Collins sets the target. Pitch homeward bound to Charlie Neal. 1-1 count to Sir Charles. And Neal rips that ball right center field gap, but he got under it. Combs on the run. Makes the catch. 1 down. Sounded much better off the bat than it actually was. That'll bring up Hickman. That's Jim L. Hickman, the center fielder. He is hitless in 7 at-bats, but does have 2 ribbies. He awaits the Pennock offering. He doesn't have to wait long. Here's the pitch. Hickman's going to swing right away, trying to change his luck. And he grounds it to Dugan down the line at third. Long throw by Dugan, and they get Hickman by 2 steps. Good, strong throw from Dugan to Gehrig. 2 up, 2 down. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Elio Chacon. Chacon 0 for 2 in the series. He has been on base twice, though, via the walk. The pitch to Elio. Full count as he works the count. Ball 4. Good job by Elio Chacon. So Chacon's at first. He's a base-stealing threat. And here comes Chris Cannizzaro. He has walked and singled. First start, though. Let's see what Chris can do here. Against left-handed pitching, his contact's a 5. That's why he's inserted in the lineup. Can Chris Cannizzaro bring some Paisan magic here? Chacon will be off on contact. Here's the pitch of Cannizzaro. 1-2. He's in the hole. Cannizzaro hits the ball to the right side. Lazzeri throws out his... Oh! Lazzeri almost pulled Gehrig off the bag, but Gehrig held it, and the side is retired. Top of the third, 2-0 Yankees. It'll be Ruth, Gehrig, and Musil to face Al Action Jackson. Sultan the Swat is 0 for 1. Infield goes hard shift right as Ruth is an extreme left-handed pull hitter. Outfield straightaway and normal. The pitch to the Bambino, 2-2 count from Jackson. Ground ball into the shift. Neal fields it, throws low, and thank God for Hodges being a 7 at first. 1 down. So Hodges can erase a lot of horrible throws by his fellow infielders on the dirt. Now bring up Lou Gehrig. Gehrig hit a mammoth home run to right center to give the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Here's the pitch around to Gehrig. Will he chase? 3-1 count. And Gehrig does not chase. He's at first. So Bob Musil, brother of Irish Musil, is 1 for 1. Infield shifts left, hoping to turn 2. Right side open. Jackson looks to first. Now rocks and deals to Musil. Musil swings the stick into the shift. Chacon diving stop, but he will eat the ball. No play for Elio Chacon. So it's first and second. And here's Tony. Push him up Lazzeri. He's 0 for 1. Mets need to turn 2 here. Double play depth up the middle with Neal and Chacon. Jackson rubs up the baseball, back up on the bump. He rocks and deals. 0-1 to Lazzeri. Lazzeri rips a shot deep to left. Oh my lord, that's gone. And it's gone. Lazzeri just hit that 448. Tony push him up. Lazzeri pushes up 3 more runs, and it is 5-0. Murderers Row in the 27 Yankees. As Al Action Jackson is seeing a lot of action the wrong way. And here's the replay. Another home run for Murderers Row. As they are pummeling David. Lazzeri just pulls that ball high, deep, and long here at the Polo Grounds. Boom goes the ball, and Tony Lazzeri touches them all. Bippity boppity boom to the moon, Alice. And it's 5-0 Yankees. Mets start some milling in their bullpen as it's Joe Dugan. Dugan is 0 for 1. The pitch to Dugan. Full count to Dugan. Dugan grounds to Chacon. Chacon long throw to Hodges. Again, he scoops it out of the dirt. 2 down. Mets just happy to see Gil Hodges at first. Remember the great sports. How you doing? Check out that wonderful channel as well as WVogs 18. 2 wonderful, wonderful card collecting channels and much, much more. Pat Collins steps up. Bases empty. 5-0 Yankees. Collins walked. Jackson deals quickly to Collins. 3 balls, no strikes, and ball 4. So some reason we walk Collins. Again, Collins batting a whopping 167, but they figure the pitcher's easier to get. Hodges plays behind Collins. The pitch to Herb Pennock from his nemesis on the mound, Jackson. Pennock's going to swing the stick. He flares it right field down the line. On the run is Ashburn. He reaches out. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. But a 3-run homer by Tony, push him up Lazzeri, makes it 5-0 for the 27 Yankees. Due up for the 62 Metropolitans. And Al Jackson's already given up 5 runs. And there is no tomorrow. And we have the Mets. Yankees have a ton of lefties coming up. Ken McKenzie gets up in the bullpen. McKenzie and company. And Galen Cisco, the righty. So McKenzie, the lefty. Cisco, the righty. And we'll have a pinch hitter for Al Action Jackson, who saw a lot of action the wrong way. Pinch hitting for Al Action Jackson will be .248. Joe Christopher will pinch hit for Al Action Jackson. Jackson's day is done as McKenzie, the lefty, and Cisco, the righty, continue to warm in the Metropolitan bullpen here at the Polo Grounds. So it's Joe Christopher in 1962. This will be his first appearance his second. He had a pinch hitting appearance yesterday. 0 for 1. Joe Christopher batted .244, 6 homers, 32 ribbies. As Sports Time Machine has jumped in the chat. Check out that wonderful channel. It says Casey needs more slingshots. He sure does. Casey needs some pitching. So here's Joe Christopher, right-handed pull hitter. Yankees infield, outfield, straightaway and normal. The pitch from Pennock to Christopher. Christopher's going to swing the stick at the first offering. And line shot right at the shortstop, Mark Koenig. So Christopher hits it on the screws with nothing to show for it. As WVogs18 says, Bobby Cantillano was on Sports Card Talk Show. Cool, we'll have to check that out. And here's Richie Ashburn. Ashburn 1 for 1. The pitch to Richie. 0-1. Ashburn swings. Ground ball right side. Lazzeri has it. Throws to Gehrig. 2 down. 2 outs. Base is empty for Felix Mantilla as McKenzie and Galen Cisco continue to warm in the bullpen. And it's going to be McKenzie as the Yankees have lefty, switch hitter, lefty, and lefty. So here's Mantilla. He's 0 for 1. The pitch to El Gato. 3-1 count. Hitters count. Mantilla, ball 4. And that'll bring up the man the Mets really need to explode here, Frank J. Thomas. He has 2 hits, 1 ribby, but only batting .182. He's 0 for 1 today. Can Thomas go bippity-boppity boom? Mantilla will be off on contact. Gehrig holding him on. Infield, outfield, straight away for the Yankees. Collins wiggles the fingers. Herb Pennock, a confident nod of the head. The leg kick and the pitch to Frank J. Thomas. 2-2 count to Thomas. Swing and a miss, and the side is retired. Pennock just sneers at the Metropolitans and laughs. And now coming into the game to pitch will be Ken McKenzie. 5-0 Yankees. McKenzie's a lefty. Galen Cisco had great success yesterday. Well, sit down. McKenzie has pitched 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks. In 1962, McKenzie 5 wins, 4 losses, and a save, 4.95 ERA. Combs at the plate, 0 for 2. Al, Red Sox fan, trying to fight back a sneeze, but that's not working. And there's the sneeze. I used proper protocol, CDC protocol, as I sneezed into my inside of my elbow. You know, that part. Okay. All right, here we go. Hard shift right. There we go. Hard shift right. Mantilla playing the shortstop position. McKenzie deals to Combs. Full count. Combs smashes it through the shift. God, fudge knocker. As Neal can't make the play on the hard hit ground ball. Chos and Comic says, okay, let's start over and play with the Dodgers. I wish I was playing with the Dodgers. As Remember the Great Sport says, Al, that sneeze was not 6 feet away. I know, it was much farther, my friends. All right, so Combs is at first. Hodges holds him on, and that brings up Mark Koenig in this battle of Davey versus Goliath. And Goliath is stomping the poop out of Davey. They're up 3-0 and looking for the sweep here in Game 4, up 5-0. Koenig 0 for 2. Right-handed normal hitter. The infield, double play depth. Neal and Chacon pinch the middle. McKenzie deals to Koenig, switch hitter batting righty. 0-2 count, he's in the hole. Flare! Left center field's going to drop in. Thomas has it. And stopping at second is Earl Combs. And here comes George Herman Babe Ruth, 0 for 2 today. Gehrig's already hit a smash along with Lazzeri. Ruth would like to add his name to that list. Infield, outfield will play straight away and normal. Here's the pitch from McKenzie to Ruth. Full count to the Bambino. Ground ball up the middle and past the dive of Chacon. And 1 run will score 6-0. Going first to third is Koenig, and Ruth has knocked in another run. Ruth now has 6 ribbies, batting .583 and a homer. And here comes Lou Gehrig. Gehrig batting .500, 3 homers, 8 runs driven in. He's 1 for 1 today with a homer. On deck, Bob Meusel. Lefty-lefty matchup. McKenzie rocks and deals to the Iron Horse. Gehrig swings at the first offering, grounds it to first. To Chacon. They get Ruth, but the run scores from third, 7-0. And the Mets fans who have traveled to the Polo Grounds are whooping it up now. So Gehrig's at first, and that is his 9th ribby. And here comes Bob Meusel, right-handed pull hitter. Shift left. Hoping to turn 2. They're hoping Meusel bangs it into the shift on the dirt. McKenzie's ready to work. Pitch homeward bound. 0-1. Meusel swings. And he drives that ball deep to center field. Hickman on the run. That's going to be off the wall. And Gehrig should score easily from first. He does. Meusel going for 3. And he has a triple. A 1-out triple. And it's now 8-0. And it's time to get up Galen Cisco. Cisco's ready. And McKenzie is done. So here comes Galen Cisco. Cisco, an inning and a third of perfection. He struck out 4 New York Yankees of 1927. Murderer's Row, he went piff-piff. And here comes Tony Push-em-up Lazzeri, 1 for 2, a homer and 3 ribbies. Lazzeri has knocked in 4, batting .429. The pitch to Lazzeri, 1-2 count. Ground ball up the middle. Neal fields it by miracle. Throws to Hodges, but he picks up a ribby. As Meusel scores from third, it is 9-0. And the Yankee fans who have traveled to the Polo Grounds are waving their brooms. Not very happy are the Metropolitan fans here. 9-0. Cisco still pitching perfection against the Yankees. That's something to, look forward to. And that brings up Joe Dugan. Dugan's 0 for 2. Chris Cannizzaro sets the target. The pitch from Cisco to Dugan. Full count to Joe Dugan. Dugan flares it shallow right. Richie Ashburn comes racing in, and he makes the catch. And the side is mercifully retired. The Yankees scored 0 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the fourth, and 3 in the third and 4 in the fourth. And they lead 9-0. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Mets need the magic sticks to get going. It's Hodges, Neal, and Hickman. Gil Hodges, 0 for 1 today, 1 for 4 in the series. Herb Pennock, that cocky bastard, back up on the mound, just laughing. It's like he's screaming at the Mets dugout. It's like taking candy from a kid. Here's the pitch to Hodges, 1-1 count. Come on, Gil. And Hodges pops it up foul. Get out of play. It's out of camera sight. Hodges, Collins, and he's got it. Wow. So Collins went a far way. Makes the catch. 1 down. Charlie Neal steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Pennock just says, go sit down. He rocks and deals. 2 balls, 1 strike to Neal. Neal rips a shot up the middle. Lazzeri fields it near the bag and fires to first. So there's the difference when you have good fielders on the infield and poor fielders. And Pennock still mocking the Metropolitans, laughing hysterically. So here's Jim L. Hickman. Hickman would like to line a shot off Pennock's noggin right about now. Collins sets the target, the pitch to Jim L. Hickman. 0-2 count. Hickman says, here it comes. And that's a flare to shallow right. Ruth comes in, and he makes the catch. The side is retired. Top of the fifth, 9-0 Yankees. Galen Cisco on the mound. Will Galen beam Pennock for his antics on the mound? Pat Collins, who is the catcher, batting 167, and Jackson walked him twice. That's 167 in the series. He's a pull hitter, and last time we didn't shift, the only time we didn't shift, they beat us because he didn't shift. So we're going to shift left. In the infield, outfield straightaway and normal. Cisco deals to Collins, 2-2 count. And he beats us through the shift. Hodges went a far way. He couldn't backhand it. So Collins says shift this, tells the Mets they're number 1 with his index finger. And here comes Herb Pennock, and we're going to plant this ball right in Pennock's back. This may start a brouhaha. And where is hit batter? Here we go. Eat, poop, and die, Herb Pennock. Cisco plants it in his back. Did we miss him? Pennock squares the bunt, and he somehow fouled it off. Oh, Pennock's going to bunt, are we? Huh. Well, I don't think so. Here we go. Cisco fires away again. And again! Pennock tries to bunt and somehow miraculously gets out of the way. 0-2. Let's just strike his ass out now. 0-2. And he tries to bunt, and Cisco points to the dugout and says, next time I'm planting it in your back. So we got a nice out there. Cisco picks up his 5th strikeout of the series. Top of the order, Earl Combs. Collins at first. He runs like he has poop in his pants and mud on his feet. Hodges plays behind him. Combs, left-handed pull hitter. We're going to go hard shift right. Hoping for the double play. Cisco rocks and deals to Combs. 2-2 count. Sidearm delivery. Ground ball into the shift. Chacon fires to first. And there's 2 down. Advancing to second is Pat Collins. Todd B, how you doing? Is there a mercy rule in MLB? Hey, this game's not over yet, Todd. We could pull it off. And 2 outs. Collins at second. Mark Koenig at the plate. Ruth on deck. Koenig 1 for 3. Cisco nods his head. Canizero sets the target. Pitch homeward bound to Koenig. 2-2 count. Sidearm delivery. Swing and a miss. And the side is retired as the ump had a little trouble getting the strike 3 out of his mouth. Cisco says, get the marbles out of your mouth. And he's jawing at the man in blue. So Cisco puts up a goose egg. We should have started freaking Galen Cisco. He was good for about 3 innings. So the 1st and the 5th have been very good for us. It's just the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th that were pretty bad. So it's Elio Chacon, Chris Canizero, and Galen Cisco. How many pitches has Galen Cisco thrown today? Let's go to the... He's thrown 32 pitches. He's probably about done here. Stamina 3. We better get someone up in the pen. Roger Craig. Oh, God. Roger Craig will get up in the pen. He's the righty. He's supposed to start tomorrow, but there is going to be no tomorrow, most likely. And Bob G. Miller, the lefty. Why not just use every player? All right, come on, Elio Chacon. Chacon trying to get things started here. Going to try for a drag bunt. Here's the pitch from Herb Pennock. It's a bunt. Pennock fields it. Cat-like quickness. Throws to Gehrig. And Pennock laughs at Chacon and says to the Mets dugout, I dare you to hit me next time I'm up. So here's Chris Canizero, 0 for 1. The pitch to the Metropolitan catcher. 1-1 count to Canizero. He'll swing the stick. Ground it to short. Diving stop. Pops up. Throws low and it's away! Canizero races to second. And the Mets have a runner in scoring position. Bad throw by Koenig. Gehrig could not corral it. Could this be what the Mets need? And it's Galen Cisco. What the hell? Let's let him hit. Cisco is going to hit. He's going to get a hit. I sense it. Pennock deals to his counterpart, Galen Cisco. 2-2 count. Cisco, strike 3 looking. Well, at least he didn't swing and miss. Top of the order, Richie Ashburn, as Craig and Miller continue to warm. Ashburn is 1 for 2. Come on, Richie, break up the shutout. Left-handed batter. He's a pull hitter. Mets say poo-poo to that. Infield, outfield, straightaway and normal. Pennock rocks and deals to Ashburn. 2-1 count to Richie. And Richie sends that ball high to shallow center. Combs coming in. He makes the catch. And Pennock just laughs at the Metropolitan dugout, taunting them as he screams, taking candy from a child. Top of the 6th. Cisco back up on the mound. He's thrown 32 pitches. And here comes George Herman, Babe Ruth. Craig and Miller are ready. Let's sit them down. We let Cisco hit. We're going to try to get him through one more inning. He's been the one bright spot in the Metropolitan pitching. Here's the pitch to Ruth. Ruth, an extreme pull hitter, left-handed batter. Hard shift right in the infield. Outfield straightaway and normal. Pitch homeward bound to the Sultan of Swat. Full count to the Bambino. Swing and a miss! And Cisco continues to whirl his magic on the mound. Unfortunately, the Metropolitans are down 9-0. That brings up Lou Gehrig. Gehrig feasting on Metropolitan pitching. He's driven in 9 and hit 3 homers, including, if you missed it, go back and watch yesterday late in the game, an inside the park grand slam. And that was a slobber knocker of offense for both teams. The pitch to Lou Gehrig from Cisco. 2-2 count. Cisco looking to retire the Iron Horse. And Gehrig bloops it to right towards the line. Richie Ashburn gets there. But Gehrig continues to hit. He's at first. Hodges plays behind him. Here's Bob Musil. Musil's 3 for 3 with a ribby today. Right-handed pull hitter. Infield shifts left. Hoping that he bangs it into the shift, and they turn 2. Charlie Neal, the second baseman, playing directly behind the second base bag. Gil Hodges, the only defender to the right of the dirt. Cisco deals to Musil. 3-1 count. Ball 4. Cisco could be tiring. The Cisco kid could be tiring. It's Lazzari, so let's get... cancel. Let's go back to here. Let's get Craig up. He is ready. And Miller should be ready too. Miller. Why is... oh, my faux pas. There we go. Yes. Both Craig and Miller are ready. Tony push him up. Lazzari, 1 for 3 with a home run. He's driven in 4 today. Mound visit. And Cisco says he's done. Says he got nothing left, coach. And we're going to bring in Roger Craig. Is coming into the game. So it's Roger Craig, game 2 starter. Miller will sit down for now. And it's Roger Craig. 1 out, 2 on. Craig finishes his warm-up tosses. In the series, he's 0 for 1, 6 innings, 11 hits, 5 of them are 5 earned runs, 6 walks, 3 Ks, 7.50 earned run average. In 1962, well, he lost 24 games while winning 10 with a 4.51. The pitch to Tony, push him up Lazzari. 0-1, Lazzari swings the lumber. And he goes the other way past the dive of the second baseman, Neal. Come on, Ashburn, throw that ball to the plate. But sliding in safely is Gehrig, as Canizaro's tag was not quick enough, and it is 10-0. The Yankees have scored a touchdown and kicked a field goal here at the Polo Grounds. 1 out, 2 on. Musil at second, Lazzari at first. Here's Joe Dugan. He's 0 for 3. Mets praying somehow they get a double play. Roger Craig picks up the sign from Canizaro. The pitch to Dugan. Full count. Swing and a miss. The throw down. Strike him out. Throw him out. Double play. And the side is retired as Canizaro fires down to Mantilla at third. He applied the tag. And the Mets have a bright spot here. They only gave up 1. They're down 10-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Let's look at that strike him out, throw him out double play. There's a strikeout. Canizaro comes up firing. Mantilla applies the tag. Bottom of the 6th, due up for the Mets. Mantilla, Thomas, and Hodges. They need a touchdown and a field goal to tie. Herb Pennock, not the favorite of Metropolitan fans, back up on the bump. In between innings, he was taunting Met fans here at the Polo Grounds. So here's Mantilla. He's 0 for 1. The pitch to El Gato. Mantilla swings at the first offering, hoping to line it right back. And he sends that ball right center field, but it's going to hang up there. Combs calls off Ruth. 1 down. And here comes Frank J. Thomas. He's 0 for 2. 2 for 12 in the series with 1 ribby. The pitch to Frank J. Thomas. 1 ball, no strikes. Thomas swings the lumber. Jam, bloops it, left center field, and it drops in. And actually gets by Musil, but great job by Combs backing it up. So Frank J. Thomas at first, and here comes Gil Hodges. The fans want the former Brooklyn Dodger to knock one out of the ballpark. He's 0 for 2 today, 1 for 5 in the series. Herb Pennock peers in. Collins sets the target. The pitch to Hodges, 2-2 count. And Hodges rips that ball deep right center field, and it's going to find a gap. Send him, send him, send him. Break up the shutout. And they're going to, oh my God, you should have sent him. So Hodges double, second and third. As the slow-footed, poop in his pants, mud on his feet, running Frank J. Thomas is held up at third. And here comes Charlie Neal. Here come the Metropolitans. The Cubs-Bears' double steal attempt with a 10-run lead would generate some anger back in the day. Oh, there's anger. If you just joined us, we already tried to hit the pitcher. Somehow we missed as he was squaring to bunt twice. So Pennock, not happy. He does not want to give up a run to David. That's for sure. David being the 62 Mets. Goliath being the 27 Yankees. Here's Charlie Neal, 0 for 2 today. Come on, Sir Charles. 1 out, 2 on, second and third. 2-2 count. Pennock. Ground ball. Dugan. Dugan fires to Gehrig. And the Mets score. And Pennock screaming at his third baseman. You should have went home, you son of a... Well, I can't say what he said. As he wanted the shutout, Dugan just tells him to shut the F up. Oh, a little dissension in the 27 Yankees. And now bring up Jim Hickman. 10-1 Yankees. Do I smell a Metropolitan comeback? I smell something, and it doesn't smell good. Here's the pitch to Hickman. He is 0 for 2. 2-1 count to Hickman. And Hickman singles to center on the line drive. Another run scores for the Mets. It's 10-2. They trail by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Don't go away, folks. It's the go-go Metropolitans. Well, not really. They're really slow, this team. So Hickman at first. Gehrig playing behind with an 8-run lead. Pennock not happy at all. And here's Elio Chacon. Chacon 0 for 1 with a walk. The pitch to Elio. 2-1 count to Elio. And Elio loops it to shallow left. Musil coming in. Dropped the ball. Fans yelling truck. Musil catches it. Smiles. Fakes throwing it to a Mets fan. And walks over and gives it to a little child wearing a Yankee hat. Well, that was sweet of him. Mets are giving him the raspberry. But the Metropolitans scored 2. And it's now 10-8 Yankees. We go to the top of the 7th. A very confident Roger Craig to the mound. He'll face Collins, who's now batting .231. Pennock, who we're going to put the ball right in his back. And Earl Combs. Here's Collins. Pull hitter. Right-handed batter. We're going to shift left. Craig deals to Collins. 1 ball, no strikes. Collins swings, smashes it through the shift. Why not? And he has another hit. Thomas fields it, throws it into Elio Chacon. Here comes Herb Pennock, and we will now plant this ball in his back. Hit him. Bam! Eat those apples, you son of a... What? Oh my God. Again, he somehow avoids it while he's squaring to bunt. Well, we're just going to try to hit him again. And again, he puts the bunt down. You got to be kidding me, because he's squaring to bunt and we can't hit him. But Pennock is taunting the Mets. He's like, you can't even hit me. You can't even hit me. As he's laughing at them. Continue to taunting them. Taking candy from a child, he's screaming at them. Oh boy, Mets fans want blood, and they want Pennock's blood. Collins at second. How the heck did we not hit? Here's Earl Combs. God damn it, we're hitting somebody. Here's the pitch. Bam! Right in the back, Earl. How do you like that? Sets up the double play ball. Craig says the ball slipped out of his hand. And here's Mark Koenig. Koenig 1 for 4. Now, if the Mets can get a double play out of here, the fans will rise as one. Koenig, left-handed, normal batter. Mets infield shifts to double play depth. Craig rocks and deals to Koenig. 2-2 count. Ground ball into the shift. Neal to Chacon. Oh, come on. We got to turn that. A hard slide into second prevents the turning of the double play as Elliot Chacon just ate the ball. So 2 outs, runners on the corners for the 27 Mets. And here comes George Herman, Babe Ruth, the Sultan Swat, the Bambino. Collins at third, Koenig at first. The Bambino at the plate. 1 for 4 with a ribby. Here's the pitch to the Babe. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hard ball hit past Hodges into right. The 11th run scores. Ashburn fields it. Stopping at second is Mark Koenig. It's now 11-2. And here's Lou Gehrig. Gehrig has feasted on Metropolitan pitching in this series. Batting .500, 3 homers, and 9 ribbies. They're going to see if they can get Gehrig to chase. Actually, that's a bad idea. Here's the pitch to the Iron Horse. 1 ball, no strikes. Gehrig swings, loops it. Right field, Ashburn's not going to get there. He makes a diving attempt, but another run will score. And it's now 12-2. Gehrig's driven in 10. Here's Bob Musil. The pitch to Musil. Infield, outfield, straightaway, and normal. Full count. Musil says, oh my God, as he just almost hits a 3-run homer. It's off the wall at the Polo Grounds. Musil has a bases clearing double with 2 outs. Mets fans are just in shock. 14-2. That safety's not going to do it for the Metropolitans. Here's Tony Lazzeri. First base is open, and we're going to hit Lazzeri. Oh, we hit him. And the Yankees start to chirp from that dugout. And here's Joe Dugan, third baseman. Right-handed normal hitter. Craig takes a deep breath. He rocks and deals. 1 ball, no strikes. And base hit up the middle. And they're sending the runner. Here's the throw by Hickman. The play at the plate. And it's go! Oh, my God, they had him. The ball gets away from Cannizzaro. The run scores. And the Yankee fans here cheering wildly. As Mets fans just shaking their head in disbelief. It's now 15-2. Here's Pat Collins. Oh, man, we get one more chance to hit Herb Pennock. We got to get Collins out so Pennock leads off the inning. Here's the pitch to Collins. 2-2 count. Strike 3 looking. And the side is retired. The Yankees score 5. It's 15-2. They play Take Me Out to the ball game as the Mets fans throw debris at the organist. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever go back, for it's root for the Metropolitans. If they win, it's a miracle, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the Polo Grounds today. As D. Scott Howard says, can't anybody here play this game? As he calls Herb Pennock the invisible. Todd B. calls Pennock the invisible man. All right, Metropolitans will have Cannizzaro, Craig. Well, we'll have a pinch hitter. So let's get another sacrificial lamb up in the bullpen. And our lamb will be Bob G. Miller. And it will be Miller who will be tasked with pinging Pennock in the back. So we're going to get Miller up. Bob G. Miller. And why not get Bob L. Miller up? So the Miller boys are up. And here's Chris Cannizzaro 0 for 2. Herb Pennock on the mound. Yawns. He rocks and deals. 0-2 count to Cannizzaro. This is not faring thee well. But Cannizzaro gets the stick on it. Shallow fly ball. Towards the line and left. Musil makes the catch. And Pennock poo-poos him away. As Cannizzaro just glares at Pennock. Pennock says, come back and get a hit. And then you can glare. Here's Roger Craig. And Roger Craig will not hit. We're going to go with Marvelous Marv Throneberry. We didn't start him because it was a lefty, and we're just trying to create offense. Our best offensive lineup did score 8 runs. It's just they can't field with poop. They were more horrendous than the normal lineup. So we try to go a little better defensively, and that has not worked. Here's Marv Throneberry, batting .417. He has 5 hits and 12 at-bats and a ribby. The pitch to Throneberry, full count, lefty-lefty matchup. Ball 4, so Marvelous Marv's at first. Richie Ashburn, hit and run, why not? Ashburn, ground ball right side. We stay out of the double play. Low throw, but Gehrig has it. 2 outs. Throneberry's at second. El Gato Felix Mantilla is 0 for 2. The pitch to Mantilla from Pennock. And Mantilla sends on the 0-2 count out to center, making the catch as Combs' side is retired. And now, now. Herb Pennock's coming up. You know what's happening, folks. We're going to hit that son of a bitch. That cocky son of a bitch. And it's up to Bob G. Miller. Bob G. Miller will come into pitch. Everyone here at the Polo Grounds who's a Mets fan wants him to hit Herb Pennock. Bob L. Miller will sit down. You could see them in the bullpen as Bob was telling Bob, you got to plant this ball right in that son of a bitch's back. And Herb Pennock is a switch hitter, will now bat righty. And I swear to God, he better not be bunting. And here we go, trying to hit Herb Pennock for a 3rd time. Miller. Bam! Did we get him? Yes! We finally hit him the 3rd time. Zachar Pennock calls Miller a womanly body part. Pennock's at first. Hodges playing behind him. Pennock still screaming at Miller. And here's Earl Combs. The pitch from Miller to Combs. No shift. 3-0. Ball 4. This is wonderful. It's going to be Walkapalooza now. All right. That brings up Mike Gazzella. As the Yankees start clearing their bench, Pennock still screaming at Miller from second that he is a woman's bodily part. The pitch to Gazzella, full count, and ball 4. All right, that's awesome. And now we're going to get our bullpen back up as bases are juiced. A hit batter and 2 walks. And we're going to get Bob G. Miller up, or Bob L. Miller up. Bob G's on the mound. He's ready to go. But let's see if Bob G. Miller can get anyone out. Gene Robertson. Yankees clearing their bench. He's going to pinch hit for the Bambino. The pitch to Robertson, 0-1. Ground ball to third. Mantilla to Neal. On to Hodges. Safe. So Robertson has something to tell his kids about. He's knocked in a run. It's 16-2. 1 out. Runners on the corners. Lou Gehrig will face Bob G. Miller. 0-2. Ground ball. Hodges throws to second to get the force. They can't turn 2. Another run scores. 17-2. Here's Bob Musil. The pitch to Musil. Ball 4. For Christ's sakes. And we've seen enough of this guy. And here comes Bob L. Miller to replace Bob G. Miller. So Bob L. Miller, his first pitching appearance, will face Tony Push-Em-Up Lazzeri. Lazzeri 2 for 4, a homer and 5 ribbies. The pitch to Lazzeri. 2 balls, no strike. Lazzeri swings. Oh, my Lord, he crushes that ball right center field. But Hickman makes the running catch. And the Mets only give up 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 17-2, 27 Yankees. Herb Pennock on the mound with a fancy schmancy Spalding tattoo in his back. So it's Thomas, Hodges, and Neal. Here's the pitch to Thomas. He'll swing right away on the Pennock offering. Ground ball, right side. Gehrig has it, takes to the bag, 1 out. Here's Gil Hodges, 1 for 3, 2 for 6 in the series. The pitch to Hodges. 1-1 count. Hodges, base hit to left. So Hodges swinging the lumber well, and the Mets fans clap for the former Brooklyn Dodger. Here's Charlie Neal. The pitch to Neal, 1-1 count. Pennock deals. Neal grounds it to short. 6-4-3. Nice pick in the dirt by Gehrig, and the side is retired. We go to the top of the 9th, 17-2. Is there a biblical miracle in the house? No. So Miller will face Dugan, Collins, and Pennock. If Pennock gets up, we're hitting him once again. Here's the pitch from Miller to Joe Dugan. 1-2 count. Strike 3. All right. And Benny Benoff comes in to pinch hit. The pitch to Benoff. Pinch hitting for Collins. Base hit up the middle. Past Chacon. Lunges for it, but can't get it. And now, because Herb Pennock is going to bunt, we're going to try to hit him anyway. Here's the pitch. And he bunts. He gets out of the way. Here's the pitch. Again, we're trying to hit him. He bunts. He gets out of the way. And screw you, Herb Pennock. We're still trying to hit you. Strike 3. So 3 times we try to hit him. So there's a faux pas in the game against the computer. As if he's trying to bunt, try to hit him. If you think. All right, 2 outs. Here's Earl Combs. The pitch to Combs. 0-1 count. Base hit to right. On the soft liner. Going. Oh, I thought they were going to go first to third. Benoff stopped at second. Here's Mike Gazzella. Gazzella walked his first time up. The pitch to Gazzella. Gazzella grounds it to Mantilla. Mantilla throws to Hodges, and the side is retired. The Mets put a goose egg up. The Mets were outstanding in the first, 5th, and 9th, if we could have just stayed at that. Other than that, 17 runs. We go to the bottom of the 9th, 17-2, the 2070 Yankees over the 1962 Mets. Goliath is stomping the holy poop out of David. And it'll be Hickman, Chacon, and Cannizzaro. Here's the pitch to Hickman. And Herb Pennock looking for the complete game. Hickman rips a shot down the left field line. That should be 2. As the player disappears into the wall. Musil comes out of the wall with the ball and throws it back in the infield. So Pennock, 8 innings, 3 walks, 2 Ks, and 2 runs. Here's Elio Chacon. The pitch to Chacon. 1 ball, no strikes. Chacon. And he loops one down the left field line, and it's going to drop in. All right, here come the Mets. And here's Chris Cannizzaro. The pitch to Cannizzaro. Swings right away. And Cannizzaro rips a shot up the middle. It's going to be a double play ball. Lazzeri. All right, let's see who's out there. Lazzeri to Gazzella. And on to Gehrig. Run scores 17-3. The Mets were able to kick a field goal here. Here's Bob L. Miller. He will not hit. 2 outs. Yankees. And Herb Pennock just having a lot of jocularity. They're going to sweep David. Quite incensed that they were challenged by the 62 Mets. Of all the teams in the time machine, the Mets, they say. Well, now coming up to hit. We're going to go Gene Woodling, even though he's a lefty. Why not? 7 contact. Probably going to go down a bit against a lefty. Goes down to a 6. So overall, and against righties, he's a 7, but against lefties, he's a 6. That's okay. Here's Gene Woodland batting 154, 2 for 13. This could be it for the 62 Mets. The pitch from Pennock to Woodling. 0-1. Woodling will swing the stick. And he bloops it to shallow center. Combs coming in. He makes the catch. And this is over. Pennock laughing at the Mets as the 2070 Yankees celebrate here at the Polo Grounds in a crushing series. David and the slingshot did not work. Goliath sweeps David 4-0 in crushing fashion. The Yankees score 2 touchdowns and kick a field goal at the Polo Grounds. The Metropolitans are only able to muster up a field goal. I say Lou Gehrig is the MVP. So here we go. As that was a big ouchie. That was a big ouchie. Anyway, we had extra innings. God no. God no. The itinerary hobbyists hope all is well where you're at. Check out that wonderful channel. Ouch, that really hurt. We didn't take 1 game. I thought we could finagle 1 game. So Pennock went 9 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. Got hit by a pitch once, even though we targeted him, 4 times? 3 walks, 2 Ks. He gets the win. Jackson picks up his 2nd loss, 3 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 walks, 2 Ks. And there was a lot of poop afterwards. We used McKenzie, Cisco. Cisco wasn't bad. He only gave up 1 run, struck out 3 more. He struck out 7 27 Yankees, so that's kind of neat. Craig stunk, Miller stunk, Miller stunk. Oh, Miller wasn't bad, actually. Struck out 2. The Mets pitching struck out 2, 4, 6, 9 Yankee batters, something to hang their hat on. Player of the game, Lou Gehrig. Why? Because he knocked in a gazillion runs. Gehrig was 3 for 5, 5 runs scored, 4 ribbies. We're just going to go through the... why not? What the hell? We'll go through the thing. Combs finished the series at 368 and, 1 ribby. He was 2 for 5, 2 runs scored. Koenig, 1 for 5, 2 runs scored, 2 strikeouts. He finished at 421. Gazella pinch hit and stayed in the place short. He walked and was 0 for 1. Ruth in right field was 2 for 5, a run scored, 2 ribbies, struck out once. He finished at 571, a homer, and 7 RBIs. Robertson came in to pinch hit, and Durst played right. Robinson was 0 for 1. I believed he knocked in a run somehow, maybe a ground ball. Durst played defense and not hit. Gehrig, probably MVP of the series, was 3 for 5, player of the game, 5 runs, 4 ribbies, 1 walk. In the series, he batted .500. He had 3 homers, driven in 11. Musil gave him a run for his money. He knocked in 8. He was 4 for 4, 3 runs, 3 ribbies, 2 walks. He batted .471, as I stated, 8 ribbies. Lazzeri, 2 for 5, 2 runs scored. He knocked in 5, and he batted .412 with a homer and 6 ribbies. He had a 3-run homer. Dugan 1 for 6 with a ribby. He batted .294 with 6 ribbies. Collins 2 for 3, as his bat finally got healthy against the Metropolitans. 1 run, walked twice, struck out once. He batted .267 with a ribby. Benoff pinch hit and stayed in the catch. He was 1 for 1. And Herb Pennock, Mets fans hate Herb Pennock, was 0 for 4 with a run scored. Struck out 3 times. We attempted to hit him. We attempted to hit him actually 3 times and only got him once because he kept squaring the bunt and somehow got the hell out of the way. Richie Ashburn finished the series for the Metropolitans, 278. He was 1 for 4. Felix Mantilla, 0 for 3, walked once, finished 250 with a ribby. Frank J. Thomas, 1 for 4 with a run scored. With a strikeout, finished 214 with a ribby. Hodges was 2 for 4 with a run scored. He finished 429. Neal, 0 for 4 with a ribby. He finished at 250 and 3 ribbies overall. Hickman, 2 for 4 with a run scored and a ribby. He finished 182 and 3 ribbies. Elio Chacon, 1 for 3. He finished at 200. Chris Cannizzaro, 0 for 4. He finished at 200 with a ribby. Al Jackson did not hit in this game as he was yanked. Christopher, the pinch hitter, was 0 for 1. McKenzie pitched, did not hit. Cisco was 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Pitched well. Rogers pitched, did not hit. Marv Thornberry walked, and he finished at 417 with a ribby. Miller pitched, did not hit. Miller pitched, did not hit. That's Bob G and Bob L. And Gene Woodling, pinch hitter, 0 for 1. He flew out to end the game. He finished at 143. Yankees crushed the Mets, sweeping them 4-0, taking Game 4 17-3. Oh, let's leave that horrendous game. And nothing nice about that series. Let's click that. And let's play Finish Today and File Save. And I think Gehrig's going to be, let's go playoff coverage. Series MVP, Lou Gehrig, 1927 Yankees. So we called it. Anyhow, wow, we got crushed. Oh, you didn't miss anything. Remember the great sports. We were hoping to take one game out of, one out of the 7-game series. We couldn't. Well, sometimes David doesn't beat Goliath, and in this case, Goliath stomped the poop out of David. The 1927 Mets crushed the 1927 Yankees, crushed the 1962 Mets 4-0. Scores were 6-2 in Game 1. 7-0 in Game 2. Then game 3 was a wild one, 18-10, as we put in our best offensive lineup, but we scored 10 runs. The problem was we gave up 18. And then the Mets were one better. The defense played, and we had our best defensive lineup, and the pitching was awful. The Yankees take game 4, 17-3. So game 3 was a fun one. We saw the inside the park grand slam by Lou Gehrig in game 3. We saw a lot of fun stuff. And Out of the Ballpark 21 for me is available on Friday because I purchased it through Steam. Remember the great sports is Al. If you get a chance, I am posting my collection of store model baseball bats this weekend. Highlights include Mantle, Aaron, Ted Williams, and Jackie Robinson bats. Ooh, very cool. I will have to check that out. I'd like to thank, James P. First time I think I've seen James in the chat. Thank you for stopping by. Anyway, thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Little jocularity and levity, revelry, whatever the hell that word is. I'm tired. In these time of the coronavirus, remember, be smart, stay safe. We'll get through this. And as I keep saying, this too shall pass. Health and happiness. God bless. Until tomorrow. I love you all, and you know it's coming, folks. Peace! The 1927 Mets crushed the 62. I keep saying the 27 Mets. The 1927 Yankees crushed the 1962 Mets 4-0. Game 1, Yankees 6-2. Game 2, Yankees 7-0. Game 3, Yankees 18, Mets 10. And Game 4, Yankees 17, Mets 3. The Bruins sweep out the Metropolitans.